Oh, warm chocolate cake. Yeah, the prices are a little high. It's making me think that even though this house has a romantic addition, the legendary window of Satan's party in the left corner of the upper floor, where the curtains are painted on the wall behind the glazing. Well, you'd want to go in and see that, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'm thinking, no, that's a little bit pricey for how I remember the place Piotrek and I visited. Another little antique shop. I do like antique shops. And why wouldn't you? Gosh, it's a good job, that I'm not a wealthy man. I often remind myself this, because if I was a wealthy man, seriously wealthy man, I'm wealthy in other ways, aren't I? But if I was a monetarily wealthy man, I would spend too much of my life looking in antique shops and buying a whole lot of treasures which other people would probably condemn as junk. But for me, I'd be buying those treasures and absolutely cramming full various houses and apartments that I would buy around Europe and maybe some other parts of the world. This is the house of painter Michael Sitov. Since his return from service at the Spanish court, 1517 or 18, until his death in 1525. From 1479, it was owned by his father, another painter, Klaus van der Sitov. The painter's widow, Dorothy, was an energetic woman who outlived 3 more husbands. Crikey, that's what you call a survivor, I think. Good on you, Dorothy. The central building, the largest of the 3-part house, and the gatehouse on the left have predominantly kept the walls and room plan from the Middle Ages. The right-hand part of the house was modernised more thoroughly in the 17th century. During the Northern War, the property went over to the von Tiesenhausen family, who ordered some reconstruction works. After the construction of an additional story in the 1930s, the facades completely lost the appearance of medieval gabled houses. The most recent renovation was completed in 2004. Right. Let's get a better look from across the road. And I think we can see the really bland, blank exterior is so sadly missing what its neighbours have in abundance. All these lovely features. But here, all gone, and for no apparent reason, it seems. Economic, I suppose. That's the reason, isn't it? Sometimes people such as idle tourists like me forget. We enjoy seeing these lovely things, but they do require maintenance. And we whinge like, well, I was going to use a rude word then, but I won't. We do tend to whinge a lot as tourists when we see, oh no, half the tower's covered in plastic and scaffolding. We can't really see it properly. We wanted to get just the perfect photo. When really, work needs to be done, and also somebody needs to put their hand in their pocket to get that work done. We just get all this, this glorious bonus as a tourist walking around a city for absolutely free. We came down from Tumpia. the other day, not far from this location, this alternative little pathway of broken pavement stones, which I have to say is very unlike what I've experienced in Tallinn. A little neglected, which is disappointing, but they do a very good job elsewhere. Yes, coming down here, it brings us closer to the Tourist Information Office, which I do recommend you popping into. It's handy getting information from the convenient receptionist at the hotel or the hostel you may be staying in, but to get the absolute latest information and prices, and to get additional information which accommodation receptionists aren't really paid to have at their fingertips, the ladies and gents in the Tourist Information Office can really put you straight and let you know about things that a lot of people wouldn't know about, as well as give you advice on perhaps discount offers for tours which might be available, especially if you're thinking of getting outside of Tallinn and seeing some more of the countryside. Jan Cross. This is a relatively new figure I haven't seen before, so I don't know who Jan Cross is. I'm going to get a little bit closer to see if there's any information available to enlighten me. And I suppose the reason he's here is it's a cunning way to make me pop into tourist information to actually ask the question, who was Jan Cross? I've never heard of him. And then they can let you know. Might lead you on to a very interesting path, so why not? You're going into tourist information anyway. We've got someone else here, Johan Smuul. He was obviously famous for doing something. An absolutely lovely building exterior again, with a rather nice motor scooter as well. I might just skirt around to get a better look at that one. Trinity Electric Vehicles. Nice little sleek machine. Sounds like somebody's got the blues playing back there. Strange to hear the blues. How can you get the blues when the sun's out and you're in a gorgeous medieval old town like this? Oh, hello. Got another nice looking museum over here. Tallinn Museum of Orders of Knighthood. Tickets upstairs. Okay. And it's right next to the Highlander Scottish pub, which is downstairs and presumably operating. Perhaps a little early in the day to know whether it's operating or not. If you fancy a Scottish pub in Tallinn, maybe a hidden gem down there. And another bookshop opposite. This is Kuninga. That's right, this is the old Hansa restaurant we saw earlier. From a different angle. And the Tallinn Portrait Gallery nearby. So if it should rain, there's lots and lots of things that you can just pop into to avoid the downpour. You don't have to wander around aimlessly for too long, getting wet if the rains fall. I'm just stopping to take in this lovely doorway. Half in shade, half in light. Very colourful. And 1 minute walk later, we find ourselves in a little space which is quite notorious. It's considered to be Estonia's equivalent of a Bermuda Triangle, but no supernatural activity is behind the disappearance of people. The cause is simply too much alcohol. So here, not a huge number of bars, but they're the late night bars which stay open till dawn and beyond. And if you're a late night drinker, somebody who likes to continue after the party's finished, then you'll probably find this is the sort of scene that you're looking for. A groove, and to its left, the pub with no name, which is called Naimitta Bar, but maybe Naimitta means no name in Estonian. That might make sense. Right next to a rather nice looking hotel, Hotel Barons. So if you're staying in Hotel Barons, you might have a bit of a struggle for sleep unless they've got excellent soundproofing. Ooh. That's a nice light feature from the old laboratory. Over here is the third in the famous late night, early morning, till breakfast time drinking bars. Route 33, once again, it's a bar and grill. Karaoke from 9 o'clock. Cocktails, 2 for 1. 5 shots, €7. When you think about those prices, no wonder it's popular. And it is hard to imagine not wanting to visit here if you're here for a good time and drinking is your thing. So worth pointing out another side to the oldie worldy charm of Tallinn. Nice to see. We've completely by accident re-entered Tallinn's infamous Bermuda Triangle, and I'm going to exit left rather than exiting right, because we know where that leads to. And going down this way, there's some nice looking and nice smelling eateries. Is that the meat and wine restaurant? It is. Hello, what's in here? Obviously it's a pizza place, but I like this building right here on the corner. This has to be a part of the old fortifications, doesn't it? I have to say with a little bit of uncertainty in my voice, because I'm absolutely not a student of anything really. I haven't studied architecture formally, and the last time I was in a classroom of any kind I was 18 years old. Only just, but yeah, 18. And I wasn't studying medieval architecture or medieval history at the time. Homer Simpson looks as though he's very much at home across the road, if that chalked image on the blackboard is concerned. If the sight of Homer isn't enough to draw you into the place, maybe the convenient seating on the platform there would be. Again, I'm not recommending it. I do not know. And here, the leading hotels of the world. All in one spot. Would you have believed it? It's quite a claim, isn't it? Certainly looks fancy. The Stenhus restaurant. And who are these leading hotels of the world? Get a closer look at that flag. Established 1928. This is the Schlüssel Hotel. Already seen a Schlüssel Hotel somewhere else in Tallinn. Where was that? Anyway, this one's got quite a boast going on. There's the Stenhus Terrace through there, but oh no, that's not for the likes of me. Probably heard me and closed the door rapidly. Thought there's an oik who's giving off the distinct smell of hostel dormitory. Whew, don't want people like that in our terrace or anywhere in our hotel. On Vene again. And Munga. Banned books. Well, that's tempting you to go inside when it's open, isn't it? Good grief. It's only open Thursday and Friday from 2 in the afternoon till 6, and Saturday and Sunday from 11 in the morning till 6. I wonder what the proprietors do at other times. I bet there are plenty of people who'd like to get their hands on that copy of George Orwell's 1984. Nice cover, isn't it? I didn't realise that Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code was banned. Got to take the title a little bit loosely, haven't we? Because there's the Beatles in 3 generations shout up there. And strange sounding book. This one might be banned somewhere, probably in North America. It's called The Book of Negroes. Never heard of that before, by Lawrence Hill. Anyway, I won't allow myself to get too distracted by the old books. Yeah, this is a sister hostel, that's right, that's why the name sounds familiar. It's a sister hostel of the one where I'm staying. Old Munkenhof hostel, so if, I guess, the Fat Margaret's location doesn't suit you and you want to be right in the thick of the old town, here's another option for you. Up here, doesn't this look interesting? A teasing potential walkway at the top of this wall. I wonder if it's possible to get up there. I think it must be, but I'm not sure for tourists if it's possible. Fancy lettering. Oh, it looks like a cafe which is open, selling glühwein. So spiced and warming mulled wine. Glügi. €4 a glass. So the Munka de Taguna Tower. God, I can't pronounce that very well at all, can I? The tower behind the monks. This one's called. Built in the second half of the 14th century. If you see the extent, it does go right along this eastern wall. and keeps going past another tower. They'd be charming places still if you tidy up some of the graffiti. And a teasing little closed off passageway or courtyard. Katarina cake. I think this is Catherine's Passage. I think I walked around a little bit of this from the other side earlier. Or was it the other day? Time seems to stand still here when you're walking around the old streets of Tallinn. Albertus Magnus, 1255. So is this a passageway of St. Catherine's Church or St. Catherine's Cathedral? I think it might be. Although now appears there's a little restaurant here, maybe. There's a gallery. Open on some days, but not all. But not as you would expect normally, just from 12 midday till 5 in the afternoon. So again, Tallinn's proprietors shooting themselves in the foot by having such severely limited opening hours. But I'm sure from their point of view, they know what they're doing, and they would say, we just don't have the tourists. Which is amazing when you see these very attractive areas, isn't it? I can smell some cooking's going on here at Contravento Bar and Restaurant Pizzeria. If we were in somewhere such as a town in Italy or Dubrovnik, I'm sure it'd be a very different set of circumstances. I don't know what these big slabs are. They seem to be too huge to be coffin lids. So I don't think that's what they were. But they're so very weathered, impossible to make out anything. Possibly at the end of this passageway there'll be something that explains what these stone slabs actually are. Oh, here's a little ceramic studio. And there's the Katarina Guild, which we saw before mentioned. And I just see for the first time an image which I can actually make out. When I say I can actually make out, I still don't know what on earth it is. I'm not sure whether it's, maybe this is supposed to be St. Catherine herself. Well, here is the information board. I was wrong. These are not too big to be stone slabs of coffins. Clearly, that's exactly what they are. Tombstones from the Church of St. Catherine of Alexandria, belonging to the members of the Magistrate of Tallinn, the Brotherhood of Blackheads, those guys again, the Great Guild, and others. 14th and 15th century tombstones. So I've just approached St Catherine's passageway from the wrong side, so I didn't get the information straight away about what I was going to be looking at. So that was or is a hat shop, maybe. Munga Kelda, yes. We did just take a little glimpse in here because I do remember that name. Took a glimpse, didn't realise that was St Catherine's Passage down there further. But we did get to see it. And who could forget this person? Not going to miss him again, are you? There's a welcome here from the restaurant crew. Pretty looking little place. The restaurant's up there. And in warm weather, no doubt most people would like to enjoy themselves sitting out here, wouldn't they? Oh, and it stretches on. It goes on and on. I thought there may be other things here, like little shops. But no, looks like it's the whole courtyard given over to the restaurant. So, nice out of the way, off the tourist well-worn path, but very close to the old Hansa restaurant and also close to the Viru gates, roughly in between the two, because when you come out, old Hansa and Platz are in that direction, and going this way we see our old friends, the Twin Towers with the missing Viru gates. And if you want to have something a bit blingy and a bit spooky, why not enjoy buying yourself a new umbrella and showing off the handles? For dog lovers, skull lovers, elephant lovers, dolphin lovers. And it will only set you back €289 for that one. Swarovski crystals attached to that one. Well, there's fancy, eh? I imagine this is the most sat upon bench in Tallinn. So if you're here on your own, visiting the city, don't have a friend, don't have a companion, why not just enjoy yourself with this fella who's waiting to say hello? He's a bit shy, a bit camera shy, he's not talking at the moment. Pretty good travelling companion to have, because scare off the scary people you might meet, and also seems easy to get along with. The quiet type.